Hello ladies and gentlemen, Captain Shaq here, and welcome to ArcheAge, a MMO that has my complete and utter attention. It was originally a Korean MMO that Tryon is porting over, the guys behind Rift. This is the alpha for the American servers that are coming out, and I'll be honest, I haven't had this much fun in an MMO or be this excited since Star Wars Galaxies came out. It is fantastic. I'm going to explain why it's different and some of the aspects that I really love as a sandbox fan. Now, this has elements of, let's turn on the UI here. Got Storm Shield, my paladin, level 22, and his horse Jack. So, what you got here is a game that has the elements of a game like World of Warcraft, the theme park style, and a sandbox, kind of like Star Wars Galaxies. So, a theme park, if you don't know what it is you grab a quest with a guy with like a exclamation point over his head, you do all the quests in an area, you turn those in, you level up to a certain level, and then you move on to the next area, you wash, rinse, and repeat. In this one, let's go ahead and head down to the square down there. I'll grab my glider, something they give you fairly early on to explore the world. The world is large and absolutely gorgeous, built in the CryEngine 3. I can actually fly this around. This is the worst of the gliders. I think you get another one around level 25, but the sandbox elements of the game are you can build houses, you can build farms. That right there is a nursery for large trees that's open to the public that you guys can grow trees and chop them down and make sailboats out of them and make trade goods out of them. All right, so we'll go ahead. I actually got some stuff in there that I need to harvest. So we'll just come on down and harvest that up, and we'll talk about the trading mechanics. I love the trading mechanics in this, so set course for the trees and turn the UI back on. All right, trading. Every province, each one of these areas, like where I'm at here, this is a province, there's one, here's the capital of the area for my faction, has a special trade resource. When you make one of these, they're called packs because it's a big pack that goes on your back. You can't put it in your backpack like a normal item, like here's my backpack with random crap in it. You can't put these in your backpack though. They are worth a lot. They are either worth a ton of gold, that you know, gold and silver you can use to buy stuff, or you can get the most valuable currency in the game, which is called Gildastars, and you use that to buy deeds for houses, to build deeds for boat, to get fancy stuff over at this big market they have on an island that you can teleport to. They're really, really important. But you can only get them from doing trades. We're gonna go into this player-made forest here, and I'm gonna harvest some stuff. So you harvest resources and you build these. Now only this area, I believe, builds some type of very specific trees that you can bundle up in a specific type of wood bundles. Liliet Hills does a strawberry jam that nobody else has, and the farther you go with these trade packs, we'll zoom out on the entire map, the more resources you get. And what this means is you've got people traveling. With these packs on, you can't recall, you can't use portals, and you go really slow on a horse, meaning you have to kind of slow boat it. Literally, you can put it on a boat, or you can carry it on your back, or throw it on your rowboat to the place you have to go, meaning that there are players right now in this ocean here between these two continents traveling, trying to make some money. There's also pirates out there, players, enemy factions that are at war, trying to grab these resources. So you've got a reason to fight and a reason to trade. So you get the two factions here. It's a two-faction system. What is this? The Nuwa, the two continents, and they're fighting over each other. Randomly, wars will start up. I don't know exactly how the war system works. I'm still figuring that out. But you'll have these wars start up in certain provinces, and that'll be open PvP. Even your own faction, if they're criminals, can turn on you and gut you in those areas. Right, so there's a lot of systems here. I'm going to do in-depth videos. I'm just kind of giving a broad overview of why I think this game is special. So let's go ahead and grab some of these resources. I'll show you how you collect stuff. You can build farms. You can build houses. I still got 1 minute and 50 seconds left on my grapevines. Damn. All these are players. It's so dark in here because the sun is literally blocked out by the trees. This is a protected area though. I can't chop down other people's trees, though I can plant trees anywhere I want. Let's see if I have any seeds. I don't actually have any seeds or saplings. Looks. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. So I can plant this anywhere in the world I want, and it'll take a certain amount of time to grow, and any player can walk up here and dig this up, but it's illegal because they don't own it. They'll get crime points. So there's a whole criminal system where you certain amount of crime points, it's 50, I believe, and you'll end up going, once you die, you'll be teleported to trial, where you'll be tried by a jury of your peers, and they will decide what your punishment is, and they'll have a list of all your crimes, be it murder of your own faction, be it stealing people's crops, or just digging them up. And the way that they get in trouble is if somebody dug this up that didn't belong to them, it would leave evidence, and another player could walk by and report that evidence. It'll go against my criminal record until I go to trial. If you're convicted, you'll spend a certain amount of time in jail. And there's all kinds of things that you can do in jail. Eventually being released, of course. I think you can even escape, but I haven't been arrested yet. I'm a upstanding citizen for now, until we decide to go pirate or whatever. Haven't decided yet. Anyways, we're talking about the trade packs, though. And this causes conflict. People ambushing supply lines. They have full-on engine-driven physics for the sailboats. Let's go fly over here. I mean, the game has so much functionality to it. But you're probably saying, so how does this have anything to do with Star Wars Galaxies? How is this like Star Wars Galaxies? Well, let me dive off here and show you a little bit of the combat, and we'll talk about building a character and how skills are handled. Because this is how Star Wars Galaxies comes into it. Hooah! So right now I'm using my Battle Rage abilities, which are my melee proficiency. Any character can wear light, medium, or heavy armor. There is no limitation. You're not locked into a class like a traditional MMO where I'd be like, all right, do you want to be a warrior? Well, you're a warrior, and you're a warrior for the rest of that class's life, the rest of that character's life. You will never be anything else. In this, when you first make a character, open up the character screen, they'll say, hey, what do you want your primary skills to be? And in this case, I said, well, let's do vitalism. That's healing. I want to be a support character. I want to keep my people alive. And then they'll ask you, what do you want your secondary skills to be? So I said, well, let's do some DPS. I want to be a warrior. I want to use melee weapons. So I took Battle Rage, which gives me all these abilities, these passives. Well, level 10, they'll ask you what your third one's going to be. Now, I think there's 12 or so. Oops. I think there's 12 or so abilities. I'd have to look up the list. But I chose Defense, which is skills with a shield. This made a class name for me. I didn't choose this class as you'd choose, like, a warrior, being a mage. It told me I was a paladin. I used to have the rogue skills to be all stealthy-like in that shield spot, and I was some type of, like, shadow warrior or something. So there's a lot of customization. Here we go. There's a statue over here. And you're not locked into those 3 skills permanently. I can come over here to one of these shrines and talk to the priestess. She'll let me switch out what I am. Here's all the skills. Occultism, sorcery, songcraft. You can actually make songs, and we've heard a couple people have written songs in the game. One dude was playing the Game of Thrones song. I don't know how I've messed with that yet, but that's pretty cool. You can see shadow play was one of them. There's archery, which is really, really effective in the game. There's all kinds of skills, and I can change these up. That's a dead guy. Or something, maybe he's napping. I don't know. So you can change these up on the fly and change how your character plays. You want to be a mage who runs around in heavy armor and uses a bow? Okay, go for it. Or a battle axe? You can totally do that. And that's what I love about it. You gain skills over time. I'm level 15 in defense because I switched from shadow play. And you'll unlock these different abilities. Now, I don't know if it's based on using the abilities for that tree, or if it's just based on, you know, the amount of experience you pull in. Just every once in a while I notice I have something unlocked. There aren't a lot of guides for this game that are in English, and even the Russian ones are kind of iffy. But the combat is a lot of fun. You can move around. I don't see, I'm stunned. I can move around. Combos, abilities actually can combo together. So say this is a stun. That one will stun him. If I mix it with this one, it'll trip him and he'll fall over, and now I'll do extra damage to him. I can also kick him. Kick him in the face. There we go. So learning your class, the abilities, what works for you and your play style, has got a lot of depth to it. A lot of depth to it. All right, so we're gonna cut here and we're gonna look at some of the naval stuff. This has to be my favorite aspect of the game so far. I love sailing, and to have it put in a game like this that looks this good. Alright, so ArcheAge has sailboats, of course. This is set in the medieval setting, where they have lots of functionality to them, though. So what you're seeing right here is the Clipper. It's a catamaran. One person gets to play as the captain. He gets to sail the ship itself. You can raise and lower the sails. It's got a harpoon gun in the front, and the little devices on the left and the right-hand side that I'm sure you guys have probably seen clips of here is little rebreather scuba tanks that you can go scuba diving with. So if you're able to pirate, say, a ship, and he drops his pack, you can scuba dive down and pick up the stuff. There's also things to explore in the water, but I haven't messed with that too much, so I can't really report on it. There's also a mobile harpoon gun you can use as a weapon that you can throw onto your back and swing it around and use it on people. What you're seeing here, those are galleons, and if you look closely on the actual sail for the galleon, is a custom logo made by a player. I don't know how this is going to work when the game is released, but right now for founders and I think the high end of the beta, you're going to be able to import your own logo for your sails and for your flag. So if you want to be a pirate and you want your own ship sail, you can totally do that and pirate people. Now, the ships themselves are actually physics-driven, so if you ram another ship, it'll respond correctly. You can try to, like, rock and flip the ship over. With the catamaran, it's got a harpoon on the front where you can harpoon another ship, and if they're bigger than you, they will drag you along, or you can drag them along or try to flip them over. A actual strategy that's been used against us is another catamaran came alongside and shot at our mast and flipped the ship over, dumping out all the occupants of the ship and then killing us from aboard their ship while we were stuck in the water trying to get away. All right, so the best thing, if I could say the best absolute thing about this MMO, what I am so excited for is just the detail. The little details. The fact that you can light the candle in your house, that you can stoke the fire, that you can, do all the farming and have these pets that level up. There's just lots of little tiny gameplay aspects that make the world feel just a little bit more alive. And that's hard to show in a video because it's one of those things where it might not be that interesting to watch, but the fact that you can do these things just makes the game feel much more complete than your average MMO, where your only interaction with the world really is a chat box and how you can hit people in the face with a sword. Alright, I hope that all makes sense to you guys. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments below what aspects of ArcheAge would you guys like to see in future videos. I do want to show housing when I go to build my own house. I want to show the first ship that I build. So I'm going to show those kind of aspects, PvP, but let me know what you guys want to see. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, like I said, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel, and as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
You're horrible. There. Oh, there they are.